now going to do a segment we like to call Shoe and Tell. See what I did there? Gabby, kick it off.
So I know you guys know that I talk about ones a lot. Another one. I got another one that I'm going to talk to you about. It's my other favorite silhouette. It's the Air Max one. So this is a classic shoe for Nike in general, but with the bubble on the bottom, it's super comfortable. These are one of my favorite pairs. These came out 4 or 5 years ago. They are a women's only launch, and every time I wear these, people ask me if they're custom. So they were for Super Bowl 50 with like the nice metallic gold detailing, the leather, the fancier laces that are a little bit thinner than the average Air Max one. But I bring those up because I live in them. I like a good low, but not necessarily in a basketball sneaker. So for me, those are like my everyday kicks. Like these are turning into beaters. But I think something that's really interesting is the launch calendar and these different collaborations, right? Like no one really knew about this Air Max one, kind of flew under the radar, which you'd be surprised because Super Bowl 50, you'd think it'd be like, but not so much. And I think that because they were a women's only launch, there's a lot of different, let me put it this way. The women's only launches have really changed a lot over the past few years. So when these came out, women's only launches, a lot of them were pink or different colors. So these really stuck out to me because it was a bit of a different vibe. But now, I mean, some of the women's only launches go up to, I think, like a women's 16 to fit the men's sizes. So I'd love to know your thoughts. Like at that point, why is it a women's only launch? Like, do you feel like it should just be an overall launch with women's sizes, women in mind? What do you think? I'd love to know.
I mean, for me, I think if you're doing a launch of a shoe, and we talked about this a little bit off camera, so we all know there's a launch coming up this summer, the women's Concord, right? So it's strictly for women. I kind of like where the girls can have their own shoe that is it's the same shoe the men has, it's just we're just making this only for women. That's cool. But if we want to do an exclusive thing, why not just make men's and women's sizes of the same shoe? Because here's the thing, there are a lot of shoes that are quote unquote men's shoes that you like, right? That look good to you. And you're like, just get it for me in my size and I'll rock that. So I don't think that we need to, yes, some sneakers will be nice. Like I know a lot of women who have the ones in heels or whatever. Cool. Like, because again, a guy, likely is not going to wear something like that. That's cool. But if there is a shoe that is just universally kind of looks good, let's rock it. I remember for All Star this year, there was a specific women's only shoe, that Nike launched, and I was like, do you have this in men's sizes? I was like, this is a dope shoe, like, because it didn't give me the vision of a women's shoe. It looked like a nice shoe. I was like, why don't you have these in men's? Because I'll buy this. So I think the same goes the other way sometimes. There's a great design is a great design, and I don't think it matters so much is it men or is it women? Unless, of course, it is something that is objectively women that you as a man don't want to wear, like a heel. I don't know what the converse would be for a woman, but whatever that would be, fine.
Yeah, I don't think there really is a Converse one for, no pun intended with, Converse brand. I, I just, it's interesting to me. Like, I really wanted the satin ones that came out, the black toe ones that came out last August. I have the black toe ones when they originally came out. I love them. They go with everything. It's not as bright red as the original Chicago ones, but they came out in such extended sizes that it was impossible to get them. So I don't know. I have mixed feelings on this, but it's like if you're going to do a women's only launch, make it for the women. Give us a chance to get the sneaker. Like that's all a
I
girl
agree.
wants. You know what I mean?
A girl, a girl just wants her shoe.
I mean, like facts though. It's the key to my heart. You know how they say like men, it's cooking. For me, it's sneakers, size 7.
So what you're saying is a diamond isn't necessary. Shoes are just enough for you.
I mean, it's like a nice to have. I'm not gonna like take a diamond out of bed, but yeah, sneakers are the way to go.
All right, for my shoe and tell, last week I had the Sky Dreamers, and in the case, I didn't break them out. I'm gonna bust them out here because people were asking, Gerard, what's up with those Sky Dreamers you got behind you? So these are a take on the Sky Moderns, which is a Puma version, right? And it's just J. Cole's got this the Dreamer, right? His little Dreamers tag on the back, so you know that it's Cole. I really like this shoe again. Listen, everybody's like, "Oh, Gerard, you're so boring." Like, I I like classic looking things that don't have too much extra. Not too much extra on this, right? The base is white. I've got the beige sort of outline here. I love this beige gold Puma laser stitched on the back. It's got the Velcro slasher on the top here. Now, here's the thing about this shoe also. from an eyelet standpoint, right? Like it's got the loop down at the near the toe, which I love. Here's my thing. This is probably something I'd wear jeans. I wear with cozy fan bottoms, right? Like sweatpants, whatever. If I was doing a funny Halloween costume and I wanted to be like a 1970s basketball player, I might wear these with like rec spec goggles and short shorts and high tube socks,
I'm
right?
here.
These would probably look good with that. But I just think it's an awesome shoe, and it's also a very sturdy shoe. Like when you wear this shoe, you feel like protected, if that makes sense, right? Like I don't worry about my ankles in this shoe at all. Like I'm like, no, I'm good. Like if I step on a rock funny on the street, like I'm gonna be okay because this is a very solid shoe. And Puma in general, I feel like their shoes are very, for lack of a better term, solid and like just well constructed. So this is my shoe and tell. And Puma, what a great brand. By the way, I'm sure a lot of you know this story. I'm sure you know the maybe Gabby, do you know? So we'll tell some of our listeners the story of Puma. Um,
No, tell me
so,
more.
well, the Dassler brothers started the company, Adidas, Adi Dassler, right? That's where Adidas comes from. They got into some huge disagreement over something, and the one brother left, started Puma. And the town in Germany, from what I hear, I don't know if this is urban legend or if this is true, but the town in Germany where they're from is like split, quote unquote, down the middle. Half the town wears Adidas, the other half wear Puma. So again, I don't know how, some of that might be urban legend or not, but that is, yeah, that's where Puma got its start, man. Adidas's brother was like, okay, we're not getting along, no more Adidas, I'm going to Puma. Yeah, so this is a take on the Sky Modern, which is a 1970s basketball shoe.
So I have a question for you though. What if you live in that town and you want to rock Nikes? Are you real talk? Like they're like, no, we don't like your kind here.
Yeah, you get excommunicated. Now you ain't. We
Or
don't play that.
is that your fast pass where you can go everywhere? I don't know, but I like it. First thing I see when I see those kicks, by the way, is oh he got the Velcro. Okay. But I love Puma especially for a basketball shoe, and I know on one of the recent episodes of The Last Dance, Jordan's talking about how the shoes actually made him bleed. So for me, like especially playing basketball, growing up playing basketball, I wear Pumas now. That's what I wear as my basketball shoe. I mean, I got to dust the rust off some of the knees and the elbows and shit, but censor
Look at you.
but
Look at you, the original Clyde Frazier.
that's what they call me back home. I don't know how you knew that. But I also think it's interesting just our taste in sneakers. Like mine are always usually a darker silhouette.
Yes,
And you always go with the fresh white kicks. I like that. It's like we're like the yin and yang.
Generally, but on another shoe and tell, I'm going to show you one of my favorite shoes that it's going to be like, what? Anyway, we'll get to that later. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. We will see you again. Peace.